All right, welcome back. It's TTM Tuesday, episode 3. We've got us a nice stack, so we're going to begin. These have come back at any point between last Tuesday and now. Granted, it was a shorter week with Monday being the holiday here. So let's get in. Unfortunately, we start off, I'm going to set this to the side but leave the first one, but we start off with an RTS, a swing and a miss, but this time they've upped the game. Weirdly, it seems that they've foregone the yellow sticker of demise and simply gone right to the black X of doom. So this came back. It was Ryan Newman. I sent, I think it was with Roush Racing. Looks like he may have switched teams, so I'll have to wait until next season and see how he's doing and see where he is. So, starting off with swing and a miss on Ryan Newman for the NASCAR realm. But, moving on, we've got a thick one. Actually feels pretty thick. Back from Metroplex, Michigan. Came back to the P.O. Box on the 5th. Normally I tear these, but I feel that something is up here, which could be my letter, which could be a good sign or could be a bad sign. But we're going to see, and inside is, okay. Well, we have a setback with Casey Mize, and I'm wondering, I sent it care of the Tigers, and we got the form letter, dear friend. Okay, so he's part of the autographs for a cause. And I'm looking, and Unfortunately, the signature is a facsimile. But looks like Casey Mize is part of what you would call it, the autographs for a cause. I did look. I didn't notice him on there. But if you're interested in Casey Mize, looks like, unfortunately, for the time being, that's the route you're going to have to go. And I did send 2, one for me and one for a friend. But we're not defeated yet, because they came back, and I have run into the past sometimes when somebody is on the list, they will sign through spring training, so I'm going to wait until next year's spring training and try him again. So I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to move on to the next one. Fingers crossed that it improves. All right, next up, coming back to the P.O. Box on the 6th, the lone one of that day. But there are a couple more coming up. Coming back from Austin, Texas. In we go. And inside we have, well, ironically enough, a signed Tigers card for Nick Ramirez. It's a rookie card. 2019. Personalized it. Signed it. Mr. Ramirez, thank you so much. Don't believe he was with the Tigers, San Antonio, unless he took it home. But bear with me. One moment. I'll give you some details. Okay, so it does appear that he did take it home with him, but he is no longer with the Tigers. He is actually in the Mariners system. I sent this care of their AAA team, the Tacoma Rainiers. Looks like he lives somewhere in the Austin area. He took it home with him in the off-season. I sent this, again, care of the Tacoma Rainiers, September the 15th, came back October 6th, 21-day turnaround, so very fast. Thank you, Mr. Ramirez. Looking at his stats, right now, sitting at a 6-5 record with a 4.55 ERA and 99 strikeouts. Started playing for the Tigers, broke in the majors there in 2019, 2020. Played a little for the Padres in 2021, but looks like this last season he was climbing up through the ranks in the Mariners. So you never know. Never know what's going to happen there, and the Mariners are having themselves a nice little playoff run into the I think now it's into the divisional. So going to be interesting to see how they do, and we'll see what happens with Mr. Ramirez in the future. But thank you so much. We're back on track. We had 2 swings and misses, but we made contact on the third pitch. So on to the next one. And let's see if we can keep the train a-rolling. Coming back to the P.O. Box on the 7th, it was the first of... How many came back on the 7th? Let me look at the stack real quick. Excuse me, there were 4 that came back on the 7th, so definitely excited, so let us get into it. Coming back on the 7th from New York City. New York City? And inside... we have a comic card. Oh, and it is a beautiful Dark Phoenix. I think that is from... what year is it? 2008. That's the Upper Deck, the Masterpieces series. And this is the Dark Phoenix, and I'm probably going to butcher his name, but you can see illustrator there is Arthur Suydam, I believe. Comic people, please correct me. Comic friends. But Arthur Suydam. So hang on one second, I'll give you some details. All right, and we are back, and I sent this another very fast turnaround. I found an address for him through basically a Google search because there was nothing on him on Sports Card Forum, but I will put this address up. It was an address I found in Brooklyn, New York. Sent on the 22nd of September, came back on the 7th, and that is a very fast 15-day turnaround. The signature is beautiful in silver, and I love that he picked to sign it that way. That is really cool. That is an artistic touch right there. But Mr. Again, I really hope I'm not mispronouncing his name, but Mr. Suydam, he's been around a while. Actually, I remember he did artwork for the old heavy metal magazines, which I've found not when they were fresh out. I was way too young, but in more modern times, you do see them occasionally, and his artwork is in there. Also did work for National Lampoon. He was Marvel Zombies. I forgot about that. Marvel Zombies was I kind of like Marvel Zombies. Also done work with Batman, Conan. Shout out to Gary B., the casual comic guy with Conan there. Tarzan, Predator, Aliens, Death Dealer, and, as I said before, Marvel Zombies. And a lot of people have done, looks like a lot of people for Marvel Zombies, there were some homage covers there from some big artists, John Romita, Kirby that he did, McFarlane, Ditko, Frank Miller. So he's done some big-time artwork, and love the way the Dark Phoenix looks. Liked her as a character. I think more so than the regular Phoenix, because I like the dark side. But there you go, Mr. Suydam. Thank you so much. That is awesome. And we're continuing rolling. We're 2 in a row. Let's go for 3. Next up on the docket, from Raleigh, North Carolina, the Research Triangle region. I always like that. Coming back to the P.O. Box on October the 7th. Inside we go, and inside we find us a signed basketball card of Cherokee Parks. This card, actually, I think I got in the random basketball cube of mystery I aired so long ago, but I had actually never had a card from him, and it looks like the Fleer metal, really nice. Signed it in blue, and honestly, he picked the absolute best place to sign it that he could, considering this card. Pardon me one moment, we'll give you some details. All right, now this one's a little interesting, because, as you see here, it came back from Raleigh. That is not where I sent it. I found a lot of people were having success on Sports Card Forum, sending care of the NBA Olympic Tower in New York City. So that's where I sent it to, but looks like it had gone home with him. Apparently he lives in the North Carolina region. I sent this on, what was it here? May the 21st. Came back October the 7th. 139-day turnaround. But thank you much, and considering I sent it to probably a massively big office building, you know, for it to make its way through all the mail people and whatnot, I consider that a major victory. Looking at his basketball career, 12th overall pick in 95 by the Mavericks after playing at Duke. Played for the Mavericks for a season, went to Minnesota, 96 to 98. Vancouver Grizzlies, there's a throwback, 98 to 2000. Finished off 2000 with the Wizards. I still remember them as the Bullets. Played a season with the Clippers, played a season with the Spurs, went back to the Clippers for a season. Finished off 2003 with Golden State. And it took a long time off and then came back in 2 years, or for 2 years, for U.S. Aubanas. And I do not know where they are from because they are not highlighted on the Wikipedia. But looking at his stats, won the NCAA title in 92, two-time second-team All-ACC, two-time first-team Parade All-American. Wow, two-time high school All-American. Has a bronze medal in the Goodwill Games, a gold medal in the FIBA Under-19 and Under-21 World Championships. Won the Under-19 in 91 in Edmonton. The Under-21 in 93 in Valladolid. Not sure where that is, but gold medals in both of them. I gotta look. Where's Valladolid? Is in. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment. I can't find it. Oh, it's Spain. Okay, it is in Spain. I was looking at the wrong thing, but there you go. But interesting side note about Cherokee Parks for all you music fans. His sister was the original bass player for the band Nashville Pussy, who I do like. Not sure how long she was there. Let me take a look real quick. Former members, oh, there she is, Krumrie Parks, bass. Not sure how long she was there, but I do like the band. I am kind of a fan of the the rockabilly type stuff, and dig it. So, thank you, Mr. Parks. Appreciate that. Nice looking signature. 3 in a row. Let's keep it rolling. Next up, coming back again from Metroplex, Michigan, on the 7th, we have Energy Action Month. I like it when they do these weird little postmark things. And I feel something else in there, but it wasn't all the way to the top. So inside was swing and a miss. Another swing and a miss. And that was my letter that came back. For Spencer Turnbull. Did I send to him care of the Tigers? I believe I did, yes. Hang on, let me check. I'm just guessing. All right, I was just spitballing because it said Metroplex, Michigan, but it turns out, yes, I did send this back in June, actually, June the 13th, care of the Detroit Tigers. But weirdly, it came back with my letter and not the form letter, so I'm wondering if maybe he's in the Autographs for a Cause program. I'll have to check next year. Either that or simply didn't wish to sign it, or it just basically never made it to him and somebody just shoved it back in the envelope. But be that as it may, the card has been returned, and we will try that one again next year. Another slight mild derailment, but we still have 2 envelopes left. So, fingers crossed, hope for the best. All right, we're back. It is the final one that came back on October the 7th to the P.O. Box from Cincinnati, Ohio. And the post office is, yes, thinking of me. But into the envelope of mystery we go. And inside I see a football card, and I see a signature. Yes, I do, on a College Football Hall of Famer, Tim Krumrie. On the 89 Tops, weirdly the year before I really started, or not Tops, Pro Set. Come on, Zach, what are you doing? Pause 1 second, I'll give you some details. Oh, we are back, and wow, you talk about a fast turnaround. First, thank you, Mr. Krumrie. Well, before we get into that, excuse me, I sent this to an address I found. It was either on Sports Card Forum or another one, but it's in Maineville, Ohio. I guess a suburb of Cincinnati. So I sent it there. Very fast turnaround. Sent it September the 28th, came back on the 7th. 9-day turnaround. Mr. Krumrie, thank you so much. Looking over, I do remember him. He played, well, the entirety of his 12-year NFL career with the Cincinnati Bengals, a division rival, so I did get to see him as his career moved on. He was a 10th round draft pick by the Bengals in 1983 out of Wisconsin. Played for the Bengals from 83 to 94 as a nose tackle. Looking at his nose tackle stats, that's pretty good. 1,018 tackles, 34.5 sacks, and 13 fumble recoveries. And in all honesty, if you're a nose tackle, who's the guy, for those that don't know football positions that well, he is the defensive lineman who is in the very middle of the field, right across from the center. His job, the nose tackle's job on the whole, is not necessarily to get sacks. They're basically as a run stopper. They clog up the middle and force the running back or the play to bounce to the outside where normally one of the faster outside guys can get them. But the fact that he had well over 1,000 tackles and 34.5 sacks means he was getting some big-time push in up the middle. Went to the Pro Bowl twice, 87, 88. First team All-Pro in 88, second team All-Pro in 87. Won the George Halas Award in 1990, which is given by the PFWA, the Pro Football Writers of America, to the coach or staff member who overcomes the most adversity to succeed. So I wonder what happened. He had broken his leg the year before in the Super Bowl when Cincinnati lost to the 49ers. And he came, looks like he came back after the Super Bowl. Wow. Despite breaking his tibia and fibula, refused to go to the hospital, but stayed in the locker room to watch the remainder of the game, and basically only leaving when the paramedics told him he was going to go into shock. And they put in a 15-inch steel rod into his leg, and he then came back and played from 1989 to 1994. So, in the realm of all things considered, that is a bad dude. And College Football Hall of Famer, as I said, inducted in 2016. So that is very awesome. Mr. Krumrie, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Guy I do remember seeing play back in the days of the AFC Central, which was the Steelers, the Bengals, the Browns, and the Houston Oilers. So I'm dating myself there. But thank you for that. We're going to move on to the last one and see what we can end on. Okay, it is the final TTM coming back on the 8th from Phoenix, Arizona. And it is Energy Redemption Month or Saving Month, Conservation Month, whatever it was. It was only a little bit ago, but I cannot remember. And inside, all right, we got a lot going on this one. We have an offensive lineman, which I'm always a fan of. 1990 Pro set, which was the gateway set for me. Signed, and Mark May actually is a University of Pittsburgh alumni and College Football Hall of Famer, plus part of the infamous Hogs with the Washington Redskins back in the day. So pause 1 second, I'll give you some details, and we will finish this up. All right, and another fast turnaround. Sent it on the 28th, the same time as Tim Krumrie. Came back a day later, so 10-day turnaround. Sent to an address in Mesa, Arizona that I found on Sports Card Forum. And like I say, and I thought actually he was from Pittsburgh originally, but he is not. He only went to the University of Pittsburgh. Had a great career there. From Oneonta, New York. But he was a first-round draft pick by the Redskins in 1981, played there from 81 to 90. In 91, went and played for the Chargers. And then his final 2 seasons, here I'm going to date myself again, and this player as well, played with the Phoenix Cardinals from 92 to 93. And I do remember seeing him play mostly on TV. I can't, because it wasn't a division rival, sometimes it kind of is hard to remember. If I do remember seeing Washington come through Pittsburgh when I would have been at the game. Chances are I may have, but cannot say for sure. Looking at his, I mean, you talk about, and again, College Football Hall of Famer, inducted in 2005. In the NFL, though, as an offensive lineman, he won 2 Super Bowls with the Redskins, went to the Pro Bowl in 1988, part of the 80 greatest Redskins list. Collegiate-wise, unanimous All-American, first-team All-American in 1980, won the Outland Trophy that year, and for people that don't know, the Outland Trophy is essentially the Heisman Trophy for linemen. So offensive line, defensive line, and I think they may include linebackers in the Outland Trophy as well. But to win that one, that's some big company. I mean, Mark May won it. I know Jonathan Ogden won it. Orlando Pace won it. You're looking at some of the best linemen to come through football have won the Outland Trophy. And the Panthers back at Pitt retired his number 73 jersey. And actually, I do remember seeing a lot of him broadcasting. He broadcasted for quite a while, so that is awesome. What a way to end it with another double College Football Hall of Famers, offensive and defensive linemen, guys that, because he was a guard, probably tangled quite a bit over the years. Wouldn't surprise me, so that is really cool, and a great way to wrap up this TTM Tuesday. Thank you guys so much. Who was your favorite? And let me know down below, and we're going to see who's going to be coming next week. Thank you. Catch you next time.